Let's check in on my old pal, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake.
I'm very excited about today's show. A lot to talk about. Do you have beef with me?
Whoa!
No. Okay. Let's see what Ray says right here. Holy shit! I mean, I kind of know what he says, but yeah.
I'm going to say you have beef with
What
me.
the fuck?
Now,
What is this?
Boy
fucking
Meets
Boy Meets
World?
World
You
podcast? Yeah,
you don't
dude.
understand this world I'm in, like the Dabbleverse type thing. Like,
Don't even mention the Dabbleverse on the show.
Dabble.
We are.
Like,
We are.
Yeah. Ray's the first person to do that. Like when I do these kind of shows, like I don't like to bring that shit in at all. Like I remember Ray's posture does say it all, Stella. Yes, I 100% agree with you on that. But when I do those shows, like there's some shit that I don't like people bringing up. Obviously, I mean, I'll talk about it if they do. Like my first time on that show, well, it was on Real Ass Podcast. It was that particular iteration of it. But all they did pretty much was just bring up Nick Mullen and Come Town, and it was for like an hour and that got pretty tiresome and sickening. Now, the second time I was in, they didn't do that, but like Ray seems to be the opposite of me. Like he brings up shit that he doesn't. Ray DeVito brings up stuff that he does not want to talk about. If that makes any sense. Like if I don't want to talk about shit, I try and brush it all, under the rug. But like this is the kind of shit Ray does, and he pretty much shoots himself in the foot as a result.
We are above the Dabbleverse. I'm not hating. Like more power to you guys. I can't bring myself to speak of Stuttering John. This is a psychotic way to be.
Yeah.
If that is where your life is at, you need to really reassess where you're.
I mean, that's why Lewis is so successful. Like I know Kevin Brennan rips on him and stuff like that, but like Lewis has like his channel has subscribers. I don't quite know how well they're doing, but supposedly, like according to Lewis, like his main source of income is from his comedy gigs. Like it's not from Gas Digital, but it's like the network appears to be doing well. I mean, they have an actual studio in like Lower Manhattan. Like real estate in that area ain't cheap, so they have to be doing very, very well in that regard. And like Lewis doesn't do a show where they take super chats. Like I'm not knocking super chats because I hope I could do that one day. But it's like, yeah, okay, like Lewis is doing well. Good for him. If he doesn't have to rely on the super chats, I mean, I think I heard Chad say something on his show yesterday where whether you're doing ad space or super chats, like it's pretty much crowdfunded. You're relying on basically people donating money to get this thing rolling, unless you're independently wealthy. That's the only way to be. I mean, Ray and Chad and Kevin, everybody else in this universe, they rely on super chats for it. Lewis is lucky enough to rely on both Lewis and Kumia are lucky enough to rely on subscriptions for their podcast networks. So, in a way, like whatever works, whatever you're comfortable with. And Ray's comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's his thing.
Priorities are. If you speak of Stuttering John ever,
I don't understand.
I agree with that.
I don't get what's going on. Please explain.
give him the elevator pitch of the Dabbleverse.
All right.
Yes.
Essentially, like it's like old Howard.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go.
Stern.
Yes, let's go ahead and hear Ray's explanation of the Dabbleverse again.
I joined the Shuley Network. They picked up my podcast, and he was a Howard Stern producer.
I bet this would have gone to the Shuley Network. You piece of shit.
No, I
Sagalo.
would not have.
I knew nothing.
I would have
about
gone here before. Shuley.
Thank you. Fine.
I just didn't realize it was everyone with each other. Like that's the whole premise, and it's like, and it was like, all right,
Ray, look at the show you're on. That's all. Like I've done stuff on Gas Digital. Like I've done Lewis's show. Like I've sat right next to him and been like under fire from him, metaphorically speaking, of course, because we get along. I mean, we have no ill will toward each other. At least I hope not. Anyway, like that is what the show you are on is. It's like it's people with each other. It's riffing. It's having a good time. I mean, my preference isn't to do that kind of a show. Well, I mean, my podcast isn't like that. I mean, we're just kind of we sort of punch up, not at each other. I mean, there's a little bit of ribbing at times, but like in healthy doses. But like Ray being upset about people shitting on each other or punching at each other or ripping on each other on Louis J. Gomez's show and Zach Amico's show. Like Zach can be as equally vicious as Louis. I know. I did 2 episodes of Real Ass Podcast, and Zach Amico was one of the judges when I roast battled Robbie Goodwin. Like, I know how he can be.
So now you're a part of that network.
Yeah. So if anyone,
because you're not good with people, Ray. You are not good at with people. That's like when Ray comes after me and he says, "Oh, Tom Myers isn't in on the joke. He doesn't get it." And then when you ask him, "Oh, what joke isn't Tom Myers in on?" There's like he sees that like people who talk about me like that are in some kind of an echo chamber. So he takes in the echo chamber, but then doesn't explain himself. That's the problem. That's what's holding Ray back, and that's why people aren't taking him seriously, because he just doesn't he can't read the room at all.
contacts you, says, just ask me.
Okay.
Assume it's bullshit.
Because they said you got real beef with me.
No, I do not
So
have
I'm falling
beef.
for it. This is what happened. John,
This
what happened to Stuttering John, by the way. He blocked me and everything because somebody said Louis J. Gomez has real beef with you. And he went, "Oh," and he blocked me and he hates me now.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Why do they do that?
Yeah.
Oh, but you did mess up the smoking the edible story. I never said it was great shit. I just said it was really sticky.
Sounds like
That's all
worse.
I said.
Sounds like
That's what I
beef.
said.
Okay, so what? You're faulting Louis for not having a fucking photographic memory? Okay, neither do I. Like that's what people do. They paraphrase stuff. Like, am I going to get your quote exactly right? Probably not. But you know, it is what it is. So I don't know that he messed up the smoking the edibles story, but it's like whatever. I mean, I will believe Louis over Ray any day of the week.
Story is
I don't want to rehash the
bonkers.
story 100 times, but I'll give him the quick version of it.
It was hash wouldn't be a story.
We were in Cleveland, I believe.
Yeah.
And Ray's like, he's like, "Hey, do you want to go smoke weed? I got weed in my car." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to smoke weed. I'm me."
That is a thing that Louis does, though. He does love smoking weed. I mean, I think the very first time I did his show, he tried to get me to smoke with him. And, you know, I quit smoking. I quit smoking back in 2005. And, you know, right before I went on that show, I don't think I would have wanted to smoke anything that would have really fucked with my head. It's because I kind of sort of knew what I was walking into when I did Louis's show the first time. So, yeah, I didn't really want to do any of that.
So let's go smoke weed.
Right.
So his car was very far. Your car was very
Yeah.
far.
And by the way, you asked me if I knew anyone that had like, and I got some.
I got some in my car. Sure,
Yeah.
fine. Right.
Why would anybody be cool enough to tell Ray that they have weed? Your information, he'll repeat. Like he would go ahead and like tell everybody. He'd probably like say it on his podcast. Like, I'm no, do not reveal and do not entrust Ray to keep a secret.
We go to his car, which was parked very far underneath the star, right outside of a bar. And
Dr. Seuss is there.
he bought it from a guy named Jafar. And this gives
Don't
me
interrupt me. You want to spar?
this gives me, first of all, one of those old metal bowls that you unscrew,
Yeah.
Nice.
like the $7 at
That's
like
how
the
I
gas
carry it.
station.
Sometimes if I'm on my bike in the city, I just put it on my sock.
But those bowls, nobody uses those bowls anymore.
I do.
Everybody who smoked pot after a while realized that they get
Wait a minute. I'm shocked. Ray does something that nobody does anymore? Oh, very good observation, Louis. Teasing, it was hilarious.
they get boiling hot.
Yeah,
after a
they
few
get hot.
hits.
Yeah.
They
And you're
They
just getting
stink.
like you're inhaling some sort of metal.
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. I don't smoke that often. So when I travel, I'll
You might as well
like,
get dementia.
Oh, really?
I would think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Oh God, Jesus, Ralph is just. Oh, I mean, listen, I get thrown off easily, like if I see a new chat or something. But that was just like even I know how to hang on to a story a little better. Like I'm a little persistent. You think Ray just gets completely off kilter.
this goes, he's like, yeah, I got weed in my car. And I was like, sure, let's go to your car. So he hands me the bowl and he was like, yeah, man, this is some really sticky shit. And I was like, cool. So I try to go smoke it and I'm going, I can't get it through. I'm going,
Yeah, it's that
nothing,
sticky icky.
dude. I was like, how
exactly what I
sticky
said.
is
I'm
this shit? I was like, God damn it. So I start poking around, try to move it around a little bit to create some air.
Sure, yeah.
And it gets stuck to my finger. I pull it out. It's a gummy edible.
Yes.
This jackass
Someone
put
gave it to me.
gummy edible.
Like Zach's expression right here just is like that just says it all. Like Zach's expression is collectively like, well, oops, is just everybody at this point, at this point in the story.
That is unredeemable.
I don't
It's
smoke that.
nice.
I don't smoke that often. I rarely
I
do.
mean, no,
You
but
smoke
are
enough to
you,
know-
We get it, Ray. We get it. You don't smoke that often. You just said that. You already said that already. We get it, Ray. We get it.
The
You're of
difference
this
between
earth.
a flower
And
and a gummy
food.
candy?
That's just proof I don't smoke that often.
It
That's
was
proof of
it
way
was
more.
I became speechless.
Okay, he said it 3 times. I think it's the rule of 3. Didn't Chad say that Ray will usually say anything 3 times? I don't smoke that often. I don't smoke that often. Oh, hey, you know what, Lewis? I don't smoke that often. Anyway, any psychiatrists watching right now are going, this is fascinating. Let's watch this subject more.
In the moment, I was like, "What?" I couldn't imagine that this was happening. I walked so far to this car.
Oh, welcome to the world of that expression right there just says it all. That expression right there just says it all. Lewis says, I can't imagine this is happening. Welcome to our world. Okay, back to this video.
my God.
And then it was a gummy. It was crazy.
If you smoke pot enough to have a bowl in your sock, you should know the difference between a gummy candy and flour.
Yeah, someone.
The only redeemable thing would be if it was like when
I'm
they
not
used to
saying
make
it's
the
redeemable.
chocolates that looked like weed.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
if somebody handed me a syringe, I wouldn't try to light it like a bowl.
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy.
Someone just
No,
gave
you
me
put it in your ass.
give me a bag of weed, and then there was an edible in it. I didn't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thought it was
No.
I know, okay. I know nothing about this kind of stuff, but like if someone gives you a bag of weed, you would smoke it. If someone gives you an edible, it's in the f***ing name. You would eat it. You would take it. Am I wrong? The phone lines are open. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, no, it's fine. I love you. It's actually
I mean, am I dumb? Am I not getting what Ray's saying, or is he dumb?
an endearing quality.
Yeah.
But at the moment,
You're being way too nice, Lewis. You are being way too nice. Don't tell him do not tell Ray he has any endearing qualities, because he does not.